All right, folks, welcome back to the Crisis Report. This is your alert for December 10th, 2025. We're brought to you by Augusta Precious Metals. Here we go. EU Commission President Ursula von der Leyen says that the way to stop illegal crossings and to expand safe legal pathways into Europe is to bring in more immigrants without delay. Switzerland has rejected Palantir's software, warning it carries serious risks and expressing concern that sensitive data could end up in U.S. hands and then be passed back to Israel. Hungarian Prime Minister Orban says Hungary will not comply with new EU migration quotas starting next year. Pact mandates that member states either accept a number of migrants or pay 20,000 euros for each person they refuse. U.S. criticizes China for the first time after aiming radars at Japanese military aircraft. Benin's President Talon announces the coup attempt has failed and the special forces unit that led by Pascal Tigre have been arrested. France, the U.S., Japan, Italy, Bulgaria, Norway, and the U.K. and Denmark have sent alerts to their citizens advising to either avoid crowds, shelter in place, or avoid all travel to the area. Sudanese military cargo plane crashed near Port of Sudan. Sudanese Armed Forces IL-76 cargo plane crashed west of Port Sudan on Tuesday, resulting in the deaths of at least 3 crew members. Aircraft engaged in a food aid mission went down approximately 10 kilometers from the city. Initial reports suggest a technical malfunction as the cause with no indication of enemy fire. If you're going anywhere in Africa, you need to be careful. Venezuelan Minister of Defense Vladimir Padrino Lopez, as an important pillar of Nicolas Maduro's regime, called on Latin America to be alert in the face of the U.S. military deployment, whose purpose, he claims, is to subdue the people of the region. President of the Nobel Committee, Jorgen Votny, Pridnis, about the Venezuelan opposition leader Marina Corina Machado, said that she has done everything possible to be here today, a journey in a risky situation. She has not been able to arrive, but we're deeply pleased to say that she is safe and she will be in Oslo. So we'll have more on that. President of the Nobel Committee, Jorgen Votny Pridnis, said that Mr. Maduro accepted the election results and stepped down. And Ana Corina Sosa, daughter of the opposition leader Marina Corina Machado, who's accepting the award, says, "My generation grew up in a vibrant democracy. We assumed that freedom was as permanent as the air we breathe, but we forgot our responsibilities." She is the daughter, and she received the Nobel Peace Prize on her mother's behalf. Australian and the Wall Street Journal have confirmed that yesterday Machado escaped from Venezuela on a boat headed to Curaçao in a clandestine operation to protect her life from threats from the regime. Outlets report that her departure was kept in absolute secrecy. Only the U.S. government was aware to ensure that she could begin her trip to Oslo. Yesterday, at the very moment she was fleeing, 2 American F-A-18 Super Hornet fighter jets launched from nuclear aircraft carrier Ford entered Venezuelan airspace and flew directly over the area through which Corina Machado escaped, likely to provide her with security and prevent attacks from Maduro's dictatorship. That could have really gone south. PrepperNow is now being sponsored by Augusta Precious Metals. They're a member of the Better Business Bureau, and you can check them out online at AugustaPreciousMetals.com, and a great place to consider putting your retirement if you want to put it into a gold or silver IRA. Extremely detailed map of the Thai and Cambodian military are showing a buildup along the northern border with the two countries over the past year. Most of the Cambodian buildup occurred prior to July, and the Thai buildup has taken on since. By and large, Thailand appears to have focused on building accessibility to more areas in the border. Cambodia has fortified specific points with fortifications around Osmach and Chong Sangam, specifically occurring without much contesting. Overall, especially considering the scale of the road buildup through the forest, Thailand has expanded their presence more significantly, especially over the past 5 months at the border. The most significant of these, from my view, is the plateau edge between Phu Makwe and Phlang Hung Pat Pat Ko. In this area, it appears that Thai forces have cut off Cambodian supply to the top of the plateau and largely taken over the positions. Democrats flipped the Miami mayor's office for the first time in 30 years, running against a Trump-endorsed GOP candidate. Also flipped a Georgia seat in a Trump plus 12 area that Republicans had basically engineered for themselves, but lost it to anti-Trump backlash. Burundi has closed the border with Rwanda and the Democratic Republic of Congo. Pascal Tigre, who led the failed coup attempt in Benin, has reportedly fled to Togo. Trump said he wants to bring in immigrants from countries like Sweden, Norway, and Denmark instead of S-hole countries like Somalia. Trump said Somalia is filthy, dirty, disgusting, ridden with crime. The only thing they're good at is going after ships. Kremlin says Trump's Ukraine statements in line with Russia's view. Trump administration is preparing to shake up the anti-money laundering rules in an effort to overhaul the system for catching illicit transactions by drug traffickers, terrorists, and other criminals that banks complain are costly and ineffective. U.S. plans to order foreign tourists to disclose social media histories. U.S. judge has blocked Trump's National Guard deployment in Los Angeles. The amended peace plan by Juncker and Europe involves the creation of a demilitarized zone along the entire line of contact, beyond which there would be a deeper zone where the deployment of heavy weapons systems is prohibited. U.S. will provide Juncker with security guarantees similar to Article 5 of NATO Charter. Zaporozhye nuclear power plant would come under U.S. control. Size of the Juncker army would be about 800,000 servicemen, limited, and nothing more. China's DeepSeek is set to announce a new AI model that used NVIDIA's Blackwell chips, which were smuggled into the country per information. DeepSeek reportedly tapped chips installed in data centers in various countries, then dismantled and shipped them to China. Global governments are aggressively moving toward short-term borrowing. Average maturity of world government bonds has declined to 8.8 years, the lowest since 2014. The average maturity has declined by 1.5 years since 2021, as countries are relying more heavily on these forms of lending and bonds. Number of retirement account millionaires is surging. 401k accounts, balances of $1 million or more have risen 10% quarter over quarter to a record 654,000 in quarter 3 2025. According to Fidelity, IRA accounts with at least $1 million jumped 12% to a record 559,000. That's your crisis report alert for December 10th, 2025. We appreciate you being here. Check out the other links in the description of all the other places you can find us. Please consider becoming a member so you can support the cause. No, you will not find me in the algorithm because we give you the truth. So the more people help and engage, the better we are. Join us on Substack for a full-on detailing of this with links, and we appreciate you coming by. We're brought to you by Augusta Precious Metals. God bless and have a great day.